Welcome back, guys, for another Dokkan Battle video. And today what I'm just going to be talking about and kind of like going over at the same time is we're going to be reviewing the 300 million downloads so that we can get like a picture of what could the 350 million download celebration look like, as well as I think, you know, the most important aspect of it all is exactly how many or approximately how many stones we can expect in the 350 million download celebration, because as you know, Dragon Stones are probably the biggest thing on everyone's mind, especially if you're a free-to-play player. You know, who wouldn't? Because since, you know, we rely on the stones that the game developers give us. Excuse me if you heard that, but so this was a 300 million download celebration. As you know, it was Cell Saga themed. You know, we got it played the movie. We had the login bonus, and then we got, where are the banners? Oh, there we go. We got the Dual Dokkan Fest with Gohan and Cell. Again, so simple things that I think we can expect, kind of like with this celebration, is I would expect some sort of new event, kind of like the tile breaking challenge event, where I believe last year you had to, I think it's kind of like the punching bag event is what I almost want to relate it to, kind of like with the Frieza, enrollment exam that the anniversary had, is that I think you have to hit a certain mark and then it gives you rewards and all that. Yeah, it says right there, collect broken tile formations and aim for victory. Oh, and this is actually the banner where what this banner basically does is it gives you a certain amount of tickets based off how many stones you've actually spent throughout the entire year. So again, I would look forward to this. I mean, personally, I'm looking forward to this banner, because they're gonna update it, so they might add better units. Because last year's, it was Frieza, the Goku, Jiren, UI, and all that. But I mean, those are units that we probably already have rainbowed. So again, just going through it, simple things like missions, their Dokkan events. Like I said before in my last video, I would expect something along the lines of Buu Saga themed, either a Buuhan or a Super Vegito, or like transformation versions of those characters, or maybe like an exchange unit with Super Saiyan 3 Angel Goku and like a base Angel Vegeta, units like that, which I mentioned in my last video. And so, just going over it again, I'm English. I would expect most of this to stay the same. We're gonna get another Dragon Stone, a God Dragon Stone, where you can like get a unit from the featured list of characters. Personally, if it's, the red stone usually remains the same. The units on it usually don't change. So, for this one, I would say easily go for Janemba, in my opinion, because Janemba is still easily one of the best, easiest in the game. Obviously, you can buy the purple Dragon Stone if you really want to. For story events and all that, I'm not really sure, because they could give us a story event where it goes into the Buuhan and the Super Vegito portion of the Buu Saga, because so far with the new story event that's come out, all we've gotten to is where Gohan is fighting Super Buu. And again, they could give us a free-to-play card of actually, now that I'm thinking about it, they could give us free-to-play versions of like a Buu Gotenks and a Buu Piccolo. So they could have a story event that goes through those parts of the Buu Saga, where like then he absorbs Gotenks, Piccolo, and all that. Just going through it, last year I actually didn't know exactly how to do this, Chamber of Spirit and Time. So, when that, they could introduce either this again, or they could just do a Buu Saga themed version of it, because, this is in the training chamber. I forget what it's called. It's a hyperbolic time chamber. There you go. It's that. We got Super Battle Road stuff. So I think Extreme Super Battle Road might come during the 350 million download celebration, because a lot of people were expecting it to, drop during the anniversary, which it didn't, unfortunately. So, now looking at, like how it's shown Super Battle Road, maybe Extreme Super Battle Road along with new Super Battle Road stages could drop during the 350 million download celebration for global. Or, like I said before, in my timeline of events, they could just drop it when there's a dry period in between celebrations and units dropping. Again, I would expect some boss rush. Oh, here you go, the celebration summon tickets. It depends on how many, stones you spend, because I think like 50 stones, like one multi, I think is like one ticket. And so if you're a whale, you're obviously gonna have a ton of these. If you're just like a regular player, you're probably not going to have as much. I mean, it's just going through it, we actually had some pretty good rewards. You know, here we got like top grossing, ultimate clash version. So again, that was kind of like the whole thing for the 350 million download celebration, kind of like the complete overview of it. And you know, that's just part one. Part two was the androids, and they also dropped another story event. They gave us an easy area, so similar to the anniversary. Again, the top legendary summon banner was the LR androids, and you know, like I said in the other video, they could drop, you know, a Super Vegito for, you know, the top legendary summon, or they could drop a different LR. I mean, now thinking about it, honestly, they could probably do something along the lines of, who could they do? I mean, top legendary summon, that's kind of hard, because you know, as you know, Buhan and Vegito, they're kind of like, honestly, I think they're dual Dokkan Fest worthy units, and then Kid Buu and Angel Goku, so they could give us an LR where it's, you know, just, you know, Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku, but again, that's unlikely. Honestly, I'm actually kind of unsure what they could do for the top legendary summon banner, but again, if any of you have, you know, any ideas, I'd be more than happy to see them. We also got a world tournament. I actually forgot about this. You know, where the Yamcha was the LR, and then this Gotenks was the reward. So if we get a world tournament during the download celebration, that would mean that we would get Demon King Piccolo. So again, that's actually really worth it. So if we get a world tournament and you know, this download celebration mirrors this one, then for sure go for Demon King Piccolo if he's actually in the reward, because last time before the anniversary we had one, and I thought he was gonna be it, but no, Yamcha was still the LR. And so pretty basic stuff, and that really did it for part 2. But the part that all of you have been waiting for is the Dragonstone count. Now, there was a live stream for this anniversary, since it was both on Global and JP. So they did a live stream, and that live stream gave you a total of 50 stones. Now, countdown login bonus, it gives you 10. New enemies, androids in action. This is going to be a story event. There was a Facebook campaign that gave us 30. A returning campaign for players who have not played in a while, that gave them 40 stones. And the world tournament, if you completely grind it up all the way up, that's 152 stones. That's just on the countdown portion of it too. 152, but that's only if you complete all of this. And honestly, you can kind of knock this 140 off, because not 140, but this 40 off, so it'd only be like 112, because that's only for like players who haven't played in like a super long time, like in months. Now, part 1. In part 1, adding all this up. So again, this is if you do every single one of these rewards and, like, you know, events, difficult stages like Super Battle World Part 3, you have to complete all of this. You get 553 on part 1. Now, do I think, personally, even for me, that I'll be able to, you know, get all those stones? No. I'm going to be very frank with you. I don't think I'll be able to get all of these stones. Probably maybe like 400, close to 300. Because Super Battle Road, I'm actually still not strong enough to take that on. Same thing with Virtual Dokkan Clash. And the 100 stones from rewards, it kind of depends on, you know, us, if we actually reach first place in both Apple and Android, because I know they give out 100 stones when we reach both Apple and Android, you know, top grossing on both those platforms. So again, for part 1, if you complete all of this, it's 553. Again, this was for the 300 million download celebration. I would expect around the same amount of stones for 350. And in fact, I mean, it might be more and it might be less, because I think someone calculated the amount of stones we got for the 5th year anniversary, and it actually was less, but not by a lot. So again, this is the 300 million download celebration. I'm not saying this is how much you're going to get for the 350, but I would say expect around maybe 500 stones in total for part 1, because again, if it mirrors what we got for the 300 million download celebration, and they like put out some really hype characters, again, I could see them doing this where, you know, we get top grossing in all of the Google and Apple Store. And this actually surprised me. I didn't think we got top grossing for the LR Androids. I saw a lot of people when they first released were actually pretty disappointed, so I'm actually surprised we actually got top grossing for the LR Androids at all. Oh, and then the thank you for the passionate support. Honestly, we should be expecting this on global, because they usually end up doing this, where they'll like thank the players for you know everything, and then they'll give you like a certain amount of stones. I think on JP for their 5th anniversary they got like another 30. Yeah, like it says right here, in some orbs. So I think we can expect this in the future for global players. And so in part 2 we got around 315. So again, this is for the 300 million download celebration. For the 350, I would expect around the same amount of stones. Around the same amount of stones. In total, we had 1,000 if you completed everything. And again, for you free-to-play players out there, if you complete everything, you know, realistically for the 350 million download celebration, it's going to be around 1,000 stones, because you know, these celebrations are usually pretty consistent in the amount of stones that they give out, because they usually do give out a hefty amount of stones when it comes to these big celebrations, especially when it's a celebration where both JP and Global are celebrating it at the same time. So I just want to say this and reiterate this again. This is not how many stones we're going to get for the 350 million download celebration. This is speculation. It's kind of like, you know, guessing how much we could get based off of the 300 million download celebration, which was Gohan itself. Okay, because it depends, you know, on how they're gonna set up the download celebration. You know, what's gonna be in it. You know, how many events we have and all that. You know, what content they drop on it. So again, we can expect around 1,000 stones is what I would say. You know, better to kind of lowball it than highball it than say like, oh, we're gonna get like 1,200 stones. No, I mean, realistically, it's gonna be around the same, so like 1,000 stones. And personally, I'm really looking forward to it. You know, because honestly, the download celebration was really enjoyable. They had a lot of content, a lot of free-to-play characters to grind up, kind of like with Kid Broly, Kid Vegeta, and Raditz. You know, you built them up, you got their orbs completely free-to-play. You know, you did their easy area. So again, I would expect around 1,000 stones. Kind of like the same thing with last year, like I said before. Of course, things could change. I want to say that things could change. They could change the way that they're gonna do things, because again, you know, with this pandemic and all, you know, things could very well, you know, take a turn for either the good or for the worst. So again, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Again, if any of you missed it, expect around 1,000 stones for the download celebration, as well as kind of like it to mirror the 300 million download celebration is my theory. You know, where they're gonna drop, you know, a couple story events. Obviously, they're gonna have special missions and all that. But honestly, I'm looking forward to it, to the download celebration. I always tell people to you know, save their stones, spend them wisely, and this is where you want to spend your stones, because download celebration is always a very hype celebration. In fact, I think it's, to some people, the download celebration is more hype than the anniversary, but to me, anniversary will always be number one. Download celebration is just right up there too. But again, guys, that's gonna do for today's video. If you haven't already, go down there, hit the subscribe button, because I actually looked at it, and around like 80% of you actually now who watch my videos aren't subbed. So it's like, go down there, hit the subscribe button, turn that sucker gray, and I'll see you guys in the next one.